This one's for the culture. Me and wifey in the room thinking of a master plan, thinking how we can influence the culture from where we stand. Knowing that our steps are ordered by the master's hand, still 10 toes down, we ain't switching up the stance. The mission of this music ain't just to make them dance, trying to tell them about the rock.
And welcome back to the latest episode of the Bond Chronicles. As you can see by my hat and by our faces, we are happy to be here because we went to something in the water, part 3 for them, 2 for us. So we're gonna get into the differences we saw, the things we liked, the things we didn't like. Obviously, so good to have you back with us. It's been a little bit. We've been traveling. It's been St. Martin. You went a couple places for other reasons. So we're back. I am 35 now. We are 4 years married now. And depending when this comes out, Mother's Day may or may not have occurred. With that being said, how are you feeling?
Oh man, busy. Feeling a little busy, a little hungry right now. It's been a busy day. We've got a bunch of stuff coming up. We've done a bunch of things, like you said. Went to New Orleans was the other place that I went to. But we have had an episode since then. So yeah. Yeah, just excited to be back. We've got so much stuff to catch everybody up on. That's the crazy part.
What?
It's just crazy, but there's a lot of stuff to catch people up on. So that's really the crazy part. It's the crazy busyness, crazy, I don't know, catching folks up.
Okay. So we're going to do that. Did you want to catch people up on other stuff first, or you just wanted to get into the festival? How do you want to jump into it?
We can just jump straight into the festival.
Okay. So something in the water. It was quite the experience for me. A lot of good, some bad. A different bad from last year in DC. For very, very different reasons, but valid issues nonetheless. But overall, if I had to give it a score on a scale of 10, I would go an 8. I think overall what they did with the city was phenomenal. I thought the environment was more fitting. The weather, not so cooperative. Where we stayed, obviously much easier transportation back and forth. We were Ubering. How were we getting home every night in DC?
Metro. We took the train.
Because one night it was too late. The train stopped. I remember that.
Oh, and we Ubered back from DC.
But we usually took the train. Okay. So much better scenario because the city was much more favorable with the time versus DC. So that was cool. I remember standing at Tyler's set, like getting the notification that the last train was about to leave, and he would really just started performing. So much better setup. Obviously, we could walk across the street this time, which was so much better. So yeah, that's kind of a high level. I would give it an 8, and a couple things. We'll get into the performances and all that in a minute. But how would you rate it? You were very critical of DC.
Yeah, because DC sucked. Like the performances are what saved DC last year. The vibe at the beach this year, it was incredible. How no one has ever thought to have a music festival, and I'm not going to say no one's ever thought, but no one has ever really successfully executed a music festival on a beach. I guess if you think MTV like Summer Jam and all that other stuff back in the day, that wasn't a festival. That was like an ongoing television production. So
I don't know as much about it.
I don't know. I'll have to do some research. Maybe that's where Pharrell got the idea from. I don't know. We'll see. But the fact that no one else has music festivals on the beach, shame on you. Like, it was just a completely different vibe. Yes, we got rained out. The first day, we got like half the day of the festival. The second day, we got the full day. The weather turned out to be cool, literally, but not so cool that we weren't able to come out. And then the third day, completely rain washed it out. Didn't even get to see the performances. So that sucked, obviously, but everything else, high level execution was on par with pretty much every other festival, especially like the longer running festivals that I've been to. Great. I had a really great time. Um, I had a thought, and then the bubble popped. So I guess I would say a nine for me overall experience. Just the whole vibe. It's great for me.
Hmm. Uh, I so what would have made what was the one thing missing? You would say since you were a 9, what would have made it a 10 for
The
you?
weather.
So the weather only knocked it down one notch. Okay.
Yeah, the weather for me was the biggest downfall, and obviously they didn't have no control over that. As far as like being able to get food, whenever I wanted food, I could get food. There was never a time, like, obviously, if you wanted to get super close to the stage, you either need to be standing there in the one spot all day, slowly nudging your way up, or, pay for VIP, so that you can get closer. But for me, a person who sees music acts, music festivals, goes to concerts frequently, I'm kind of entering a point in my music festival life, specifically music festivals, not necessarily concerts. I'm entering a phase of my music festival career that I don't necessarily have to be super close for every single person. There are going to be people that obviously I want a really good spot for, but smaller acts, people who I've seen 20 times, with the exception. Uh, with the obviously with the exception of people who I really, really like, I'm not gonna make a huge deal all the time about necessarily where my spot is for the festival. And as far as being able to see the stage, hear the music at the different stages, having a spot to really lay down, I mean, like relax and chill. I did not lay down in the sand. But there were several times where I pulled out my blanket, cop the squat, and sit down and just listen to the music vibe. I don't feel like I've done that very much at many other festivals. Or if there have been a lot of festivals that allotted me the time to do that. Because when you get to the bigger festivals, there's always so much going on. Like we went to Coachella last year, and I feel like there's half of the side of the festival that I never really explored. And we were there for like 4 days.
Yeah.
So yeah, high level, it's I can see how great it would be. It will be as it gets bigger and they, grow.
Hmm. So my perspective is a little different. Um, I liked the size of the festival, to be honest. I don't really look forward to more people being there, and I don't need more installations. We didn't get to see the pyramid. I can only get in the billionaire joint once. Um, the Walmart joint, we only got in that once. Now, yeah, we did lose a day.
We
So
didn't lose a day, we lost a day and a half.
we lost a day and a half. But Monday is the day I got to get in because I got in early. Well, not early, but I went straight there and stuff was disorganized, so it worked out. Um, as somebody who had VIP, it left a number of things to be desired. It was an upgrade from last year, obviously, because they had no VIP. VIP functioned well Saturday, awful on Friday, especially at the non-main stage. And then Sunday, like I said, not ideal. Um, so yeah, I think that it was it's clear, to your point, it is a learning experience. And so I definitely think there are things that they can improve on. The apparel, didn't love the Billionaire collection. VIP didn't have any exclusive collaboration, so that was a waste of time and effort. Didn't love that part. Anything else I didn't love before we get to the good part? I ate decent. Food was reasonably priced. I think that's kind of the it of the stuff. Walking in the sand was different. An adjustment from being on concrete for sure. Also different from the grass of Coachella though. So my feet fared better. I think Saturday's the only really day to compare because I was up on them most of the day. But the sand was much better than the street. I will promise you that. The bathroom situation, huge improvement. Food situation, huge improvement. Flow of people, oh my God, night and day. 2 stages. Sound was pretty solid, generally speaking. A couple hiccups here and there. That's kind of high level. I like the something in the water sign. The silver balls, that doesn't sound great saying that. Pause if necessary. I felt it was cool, but they could have did more with it. Like I don't know. I wanted a little bit more out of it. The Cash App booth was cool. The doodle thing was very nice, and tons of free crap. Very good partnerships with a number of different brands to do giveaways and give things out. Pharrell made hand over fist between ice cream, Human Made, Louis Vuitton, and Billionaires Boys Club. He was just paying himself all weekend. And much respect to him for doing so. Like, you did that, so much respect. So that's where my 8 lies. The weather is the weather, not ideal. And I can't knock them too much because they gave us, allegedly, they're giving us some of our money back. So I'm waiting for that to return. But I don't know. I don't know. I feel like maybe I'm more critical this time because I have something to compare it to. And so there were a lot of wins, but still a lot of room for growth. The charging stations were cool. Water filling stations were good. It was just navigation and communication was really, really bad at times. And that led to some angst. So I'll go 8. But the plan is to make it a yearly thing. So Pharrell has said he will push it back in hopes of getting a better weather because the first time they had to cancel a whole day as well. So clearly that's not the right time. They did it in June in DC. Mm-hmm. And we just clear skies every day. It was actually relatively hot some days. So yeah, the performers, or any other feedback you got before we get into it.
Off all the things that were wrong. Like, obviously I didn't have VIP, so I didn't have the VIP experience that you had.
Oh, and the lockers. We'll get to that too.
Yeah, but
I might have to go to 7 because that was pretty piss poor.
And so I think what your criteria is for the enjoyment of the festival versus mine are a little bit more strict, I guess.
I'm more strict?
Yeah. Yeah.
You crushed last year.
Because last year was just
not
bad on everybody's part. Like, there was poor organizational, poor plan, like on everyone's part. It was just bad, like logistically bad last year.
Outside of the logistics, I didn't feel like there was much else. Like, the street was small, so that factored into it. But the performances, the visuals, the time of year, I thought it was all right.
The performances are what saved the festival. Because can you imagine last year had the performances sucked on top of everything else that
But you can say that for any festival.
Right.
If the performances sucked in Virginia Beach with that weather, I would have been much more upset.
Exactly. True. Very, very true. So when you're looking at all the other things that play a factor into,
like, we didn't even have any offsite stuff. Like, the Pusher joint was dope.
There was mad offsite stuff.
Not that we could get to.
that we figured out that we could get to, but we saw there were all sorts of
It was mad stuff rained out. So that counts.
Right, so that counts, but they have no control over the weather. Had the weather been cooperative,
Yeah, I don't give them that pass.
Okay,
especially when you had it before at the same spot at the same time and the same thing happened.
Right.
You move it to DC later in the year, you see success, so you move it back up. That's on them. And now he said we're going to move it back again. Right, but
because again, so the weather is mad unpredictable here. So obviously moving it to a little later in the year on the beach makes a lot of sense.
I agree.
I'll give them that caveat. But the other stuff last year, when they saw how the stages were and the space that they had to work with, they should have definitely reorganized it. The way that the food was set up, and you could not walk back and forth between the stages, and people tried.
They were given a street. Listen, I don't know what else we wanted from them. It was poor planning. I agree 100% on logistics, but it seemed like they got forced there because the other people took space and just wasted it. So that's what I'm saying. If we took the logistics out, I thought DC was okay. That's all I'm saying. But yes, logistically atrocious.
Yeah. So for me, festival experience, obviously, one, how accessible is food? How accessible is the bathroom? How easily can I get in and out of this festival in case of an emergency? My biggest thing that I feel like was a miss was the cell service.
But that was on purpose.
Yeah, probably, so that people couldn't live stream the show. But other than that, like, I feel like they definitely corrected a lot of the issues that I had with the festival. One, everybody doesn't buy VIP. I know that. I've been to festivals, obviously did not purchase VIP. I'm sure I'll go to festivals in the future and not purchase VIP. It just depends on the festival and, logistics, finances, all that good stuff. So for the general admission, regular run-of-the-mill person who might be trying out their very first festival, something in the water logistically at the beach was amazing. Again, no problem getting food. I was able to go to the merch and buy stuff that I wanted. Well, no, I sent you to get my blanket. But when I had the opportunity to go and look, I was able to go and look. The only place that I didn't get into, and that's because after a while, it was just the hype of people trying to get in to see what was in there, was Adidas and then Billionaires. You had already gone and looked at everything and told me what was in there. I'd already gotten my blanket. I didn't really care after that. I don't know. I don't think I would knock them down that far. I think, but
the more I think about it, the lower it's getting. I ain't gonna hold you.
Oh,
because I think we swapped problems, and that's where it's weird that you didn't like DC so much, but Virginia Beach still had a bunch of problems. The cell service was a problem. The VIP was bad. I understand, and that's fine. But as someone who had it, that matters.
Yeah, for sure. You paid for it.
I should be able to move around as much as I want. They didn't have any kind of stuff blocking off, and I want some exclusivity. I don't want a bunch of people where I'm at, and I dealt with that. I paid to not deal with it, and I had to deal with it. The sand was cool. I'm good with the sand, but then the other part for me was the coil array hurt. The whole stage went out, so there was people that was late. There was people that was getting missed. People had to rush their sets. So when you talk about performances, I think I told you DC's performances was better. Tyler and Usher was better than almost anything I saw at this Something in the Water. Pharrell's set to me was better in DC than in Virginia Beach. So seeing post at like Tiana Taylor, there was a lot more to see because we got to go more. So it's hard to compare because it's a day and a half versus 3 full days, but that's part of the rating. Even the workers at sometimes wasn't the nicest. I guess Friday night, whoever was the manager had a talking to with the people. Because Saturday, them jokers was militant. They wouldn't let me sit on the curb. Did DC? Do we ever leave DC and come back? We didn't. We don't know what reentry was like. The reentry was like true but not true, inconsistent. Apparently, a lot of people left but couldn't get back in the first night. So I think it was just a lot that they were trying to do, and I think they did a lot of things really well. And I know this review was coming off as bad, but there were a lot of things that were done well. But I do think there's still a lot of things they got to fix. And I think they will. I think they will. Having Louis Vuitton there, $900 t-shirts. I get that you're the new head of, but I would be curious to know what their sales look like. Cause yeah, Billionaire, that little tent, they was breaking it up. So there was 2, 5, and 8. You would be in the 2 o'clock line and still not be able to hit the 5 o'clock. Like there was a bunch of misses. There was not enough of the Billionaire hoodie or merch shirt. As somebody that was looking for it from the beginning, once I saw it, couldn't find it. That's not good to me. Not when you got so many of these other shirts. So a lot of that I struggled with. For me, vibe, aesthetic. To your point, I don't know why there's no music festival in California on the beach.
There might be, but I don't know of any.
Like that's a miss. If something in the water, because I don't think Miami Rolling Loud was not on the beach.
Rolling Loud's not on the beach. I'm pretty sure there are no festivals.
I know Lollapalooza's on the water, but it's not on the beach. It's like near the water. It's like in that park near the water. Chicago's near the water.
Yeah, but you can't. It's not the same.
No. I'm not saying this. I didn't say it was on the beach. I'm just saying it's close to water. I'm trying to think of anything relatively close, but that is a very unique.
Governor's Ball, I'm pretty sure is close to the whatever river in New York.
Yeah, when rivers, we're talking oceans. Miami's
Chicago's not on an ocean. Chicago's on a lake.
Oh yeah, you're right. But that's like a real lake, like a massive lake. But what river are you talking about?
The one that's like completely. There's one that's what's the one? The Hudson. What's the one that?
I'll take your word for it. I don't. Okay, that's fine. I'll take your word for it. I'm pretty sure. I don't know what's bigger. And lakes are bigger because rivers are narrow, but they run long. I don't know. Science lesson for everybody. But yeah,
geography.
What else? That's
science.
Geography and science.
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure, like geology, science, and it's rocks.
You're right. Geography would be a form of science.
She tried. It's okay.
My bad. I was thinking history.
Very different. So yeah, it was. My time. Where did I have a better time? So it's weird, and y'all can clown me, and I've already got it, so I have no shame here. We did not spend much time together at There's Something in the Water.
We didn't. As
she shared, she did not have a VIP ticket. I did. I don't know what's going on with the ticketing system. I tried to get in for this 50 Cent tour, and I'm waitlisted. I understand being waitlisted for Beyonce.
I couldn't even get a ticket to go for Black.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it kept flagging me as a freaking bot. Yeah. And I couldn't get in for a ticket for Black.
So that was part of our issue with this festival was even buying the VIP ticket. It wasn't completely her fault. But at the same time, I don't know what to do. Like, I grew up in shoe culture and I hated bots. And now I'm in this music ticket world and I'm dealing with it again. And shoes are not even as highly sought after anymore. But it's annoying. I think there is an opportunity. Oh, so the other thing I really liked Coachella had that Something in the Water had initially, but they need to expand is the ability to scan your badge or your little bracelet. Once you get in, none of the VIP areas were blocked off by that. It was all I watched people jump fences. I heard people bragging about how they got in. I ain't say nothing, but I ain't want them jokers around with me. I paid for this. So I think there were opportunities from a security standpoint as well. But the positives, a lot of free stuff, a lot of community engagement. Walmart, shout out to y'all. I know people try and dog y'all and act like only losers go there, but great job. They were everywhere. They had like this mini Walmart almost in the middle of the festival. I posted a video of it on Sunday. It was really cool. Like, everything you could possibly need was available at relatively reasonable prices, which was really cool. And the lines generally moved pretty good. They had two different merch tables. Oh, you had a VIP section with no VIP merch or no merch option, no food option. All you could do was go to the bar. I ain't really no drinker. And I definitely, you said it was like $30 for a drink.
Yeah, I got a double one time, like one drink. I got it, and I got it as a double.
Yeah.
And after like the taxes and tip, it was like $40.
Yeah.
I was like, y'all can keep that.
So, and I hope y'all address that because it's only gonna get hotter. And y'all had people falling out, and it was pretty cool, almost cold.
Them drink prices. That's about. I mean, low key, that's about right for a drink festival price.
I do not feel like because we got drinks in Coachella. It was $40 for them drinks. I must not have been buying them.
You didn't.
Okay. No, I don't do that. That's a bottle of vodka or whatever.
Yeah.
Casamigos probably. I don't know, but maybe. So yeah, I will also say this, and you can jump in whenever. Fans. We got to be better. I get people like to drink, smoke, do other stuff at festivals. But I ain't gonna lie. When I went to see Kamasi Washington, which was probably my favorite performance, man, it was hard to get down because all the people around me was just standing there looking dumb. There was MGK's performance. He was rapping upside down.
That boy was killing it.
And people was just kind of like standing there. Wayne did a really good set. Just kind of stood there. Even during Pharrell's set, when he brought all the people out, I was a little farther back because of coming from Wayne. But the audience was just, it's all a show. It's like they went to see a movie. They weren't there to enjoy the music.
The people did not deserve the performance that De La gave. I was at that point, a little boss sidebar. I hurt my foot while we were in St. Martin. Just being silly, hurt my foot. So I came back from St. Martin with a broke foot. It's not actually broken, but it feels like it's broken. And Ray told me not to go to the emergency room. So
I did not say that.
Is wrong with my foot, wrong with mine. It's because Ray told me not to go. But regardless of that, for me, walking up and down the beach all weekend was an interesting experience because I wore Chucks most of the weekend and then I had Yeezy slides. And so the pressure that did not exist in the sand, I guess, on my feet, it was cool, but it wasn't cool because there were times where my foot started to feel a little numb. So when I left from Wayne's, I changed shoes actually in between MGK and Wayne. So I had on my slides for Wayne. Walked back to the other side of the beach for Pharrell's set, still in my slides. One terrible idea. If you've ever walked in easy slides, they will literally kill you on concrete, man. So I don't know what I was thinking about my stability and a halfway broken foot in the slides in sand. Somehow I managed to make it to a semi-decent, actually I had a pretty decent spot for Pharrell's set. I got it under a tent, had a TV, everything was lit. Wonderful. De La came out and it was just, I forgot that my foot hurt. And I jumped up super pumped, super excited, and the pain from the toe that won't pop shot all the way up, Jesus, my body. And I fell. I fell. And I just sat back down. And while I was sitting and rubbing my foot, enjoying De La Soul set, I remember sitting there watching the crowd not interact, and I was like, all you people freaking suck. Just the worst.
I forgot that was the point that you were going to try to make, but you wrapped it up really good. But no, I agree with you. K Tronada, his set was really good, and the people was just
would not dance.
He had to stop and be like, "This is a dance party."
Man, I was out
And-
there in my group. K Tronada's set was so good, and the people were
just not it.
And obviously as content creators,
I get it.
podcasters,
I'm them
we
too.
have to capture content. But you know how much content you can capture in a minute? You can catch
30 seconds.
Not even, but that's what I'm saying. In a minute of recording a video, you can catch enough footage for like 3-4 reels. So if you're taking videos and taking pictures all day, you can stop for 20 minutes and just enjoy and feel the music. And people were not feeling the music. Kenny Beats.
I was about to. Yep. Go ahead.
Not super familiar with him before the music festival, and I say every music festival that I go to, I'm gonna listen to everybody on the lineup so that I can check. I say it every time. I'm gonna at least listen to everybody on the lineup one time so I can get a feel of their music. I had no idea who Kenny Beats was. Probably one of the best DJ sets in 10 minutes I've ever seen.
The best 10-minute DJ set I've ever had, but that's comparing it to itself, really.
Man. Oh no, I've been to some 10-minute DJ sets.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. It was amazing. And people and for Kenny Beats to do the amazing job that he did to get their crowd pumped up. And then Skrillex to come out on the backside of that. And it was just amazing. There just was not enough crowd hypeness, participationness. And maybe that was just a Virginia thing, because I don't feel like it's like that at every show I go to.
Here's the other part. And I really feel bad because I feel like I'm dumping on this festival, and I had a good time. Whoever decided to make Kid Cudi the headliner for one day night one, fail. What a poor performance. Kid Cudi, I got all the smoke. You waste of time. I wished at times I had a water bottle to throw to you. I texted my wife to say how miserable and how boring of a set. Coming off Kenny Beats and Skrillex, whoever put that together, y'all blew that. That needed to be reversed. You could have had Kid Cudi at 340 for real, because that whack performance was trash. I know his fans didn't even like it. So I don't want to hear that. No. I haven't heard nobody talking about Kid Cudi's performance at Something in the Water. I don't even see Something in the Water posted a bunch of Kid Cudi performance after he didn't do his biggest song to date.
But when I was informed that Kid Cudi did say he was never performing day and night again. Like, straight like that, never, ever, never, never, never again. So I did not bother to look up why he no longer wants to perform.
So you're an idiot.
I think it's some sort of artistic.
Yeah, I don't care. Miss me. Summer Walker had that too. She figured it out. You headlining, and if that's the case, don't have him headlining and he won't do his biggest song.
I mean, he's got mad songs that
no, he don't. No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he does.
No, I was there.
Maybe from where you were standing, but there was mad people singing along with him from where I was standing. So
I couldn't hear him. Couldn't hear him.
Maybe the people in VIP wasn't feeling. I mean, for what it's worth, his set list was like a bunch of sleepers. I'm not going to say it was a bunch of sleepers. It was a lot, to me, it was a lot of mixes of songs that not necessarily the most popular songs on his album. If you were a real Kid Cudi fan, and I'm like
I didn't pay to go to a Cudi show. I went to a music festival with him headlining.
Right.
I expect you to do the slaps.
No, you watched his set. You expected him to do whatever his set was. Whether or not he did the slaps that you like have nothing to do with that. Like,
it has everything to do with my review and the losers that made him the headliner.
Dang, you go Pharrell. So
that was a mistake. Pharrell. Yes, that was a mistake. Don't make that mistake again, please. Like, that was so bad. Like, I wish he was Sunday night. Because Sunday night, if you swap Sunday night, it's still Stay Tuned. You can't even see it. They haven't even updated the Sunday lineup anymore. So I don't even remember who was supposed to be on Sunday, but yeah, it was Uzi, Dirk, and Wu-Tang versus Kid Cudi.
Listen, so that's the thing about the festival getting rained out on the third day.
Even Polo G was dope, and I don't even know you like that.
The third day was gonna be fire, like he said, Wu-Tang, Clips, Amy Nay.
Clips was supposed to be that.
Yeah, Clips was supposed to be.
All of them could have headlined instead of Kid Cudi. You haven't named an artist yet besides maybe Eminem that shouldn't have headlined instead of Cudi.
Eminem.
He shouldn't have headlined over Cudi.
Oh yeah, I guess not.
Everybody else?
But Eminem's dope.
I like him.
And what happens? What was it? Tuesday, we were on Instagram and we saw that K Trinata and Amy Nay are getting ready to release an album together on the 19th.
And that was, man, why are we talking so bad about the festival? But that's the other part. There was no collabs. MGK and Wayne got songs together. We realized after the fact they performed right after each other. MGK said, I can't wait to see Wayne set. Why you ain't do those songs together?
Well, I knew that they had the songs together. I just forgot about them.
Wale was there with Fat Trail in the back. Bring them out. You got songs with Wayne. Do some. Like,
K Trinata's got songs with everybody. Like,
he didn't bring nobody else. Skrillex didn't bring nobody. Nobody brought anybody out. And I didn't understand it. I don't know if it's a money thing. I don't know if it's a timing thing. I don't know if it's a sound thing. But that's one of the best parts about Coachella is when the Kendrick Lamar shows up weekend 2 with Baby Keem. Like, you look for those things.
Yeah, not for the people who are at weekend 1, though.
Weekend 1, we had our own stuff. Like, imagine if you went to week 1. Maybe we should go to weekend 2 because weekend 1 was Frank Ocean this year too.
I was gonna say, well, we probably will never go to weekend 1 now.
Why would we?
It's just weird to be there.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, conversation for a different day. But yeah, so either way, man, I feel like I'm only remembering the bad. That's the bad part. Let me get back to the performances.
It was just a dope show. It was such a dope show.
Or maybe that's the thing.
Really
maybe it wasn't. The performance. I feel like, the more we talk, the more I think your performance stance. No, I can't say that because there was some other good stuff. But man, the performances were good. Umi, just such a vibe. Saturday was just a vibe day. Saturday
was really vibey.
Saturday was just a vibe day. The weather was good. I think we had kind of came off the high and low of Monday. We were excited. We got in early.
You mean Thursday?
What'd I say?
Monday. You keep saying Monday.
Where did I get Monday from?
I have no idea.
I don't know how many times I said that, but it's Friday.
Times,
it's not Thursday.
The first day.
It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh, you're right. My bad. Friday.
So we're all screwed up, but it's all right. We have each other. And then the other part, and I know you kind of glossed over it, that cell service was really trash. I get business. I do get business. But as a fan experience, it was tough. As two people that were separated, also not ideal to communicate in that way. So I don't know what the ramifications are for that, but I should be able to text somebody. I should be able to make a phone call. My job was on SOS.
Yeah, that was a little nerve-wracking at times. Mostly because,
and we got kids.
The biggest part. Like, so for me, I have been doing music festivals now for 10-ish years, probably a little longer.
Wow.
This was first time ever bringing my kids. Well, they didn't come to the festival this time, but they were in the city, at my hotel, in the room with me while I'm trying to enjoy my weekend of music and festivities. On a high level, because it happened last minute and we just had to make the best of a really actually crappy situation.
Yeah.
It was great, actually. It was a lot of fun. It was not always the greatest coming in from the festival at 1 o'clock in the morning and having toddlers
Wide
wide awake, ready to tell you about all the things that they did that day. That was definitely a different experience. And because we were not prepared to necessarily properly feed our children all weekend, they probably really enjoyed the fact that they lived off of like Capri Suns and pizza for 3 days.
Yeah, that's about right.
They were ecstatic.
Oatmeal cream pies and Swiss
Oatmeal
rolls.
cream pie, like, because we bought junk food because
We thought we were going to have an oven,
festival,
which typically is the case with our timeshare stays, but
yeah, mixed up on
not
the
so
room.
much.
Slightly,
Slightly. Yeah.
slightly.
We will adjust next year.
We will, since we will be planning to bring the kiddos next year.
Okay.
Maybe not necessarily into the festival. Once again, if you want to do that with your festival experience, but there's some options, and that was really different for us. For me, it wasn't bad. Obviously, there were moments where I wish they had been very far away from the vicinity of where I was at the moment. But generally speaking, it was cool. It would have been even better had I had cell reception to check in on them a little bit more frequently than what I was able to, as opposed to leaving the festival and going back to the room.
Agreed. So no, as it stands, and I know you never do 7.5. If I have to lean, I'll probably go 7, actually, with everything. And it's not that it was all their fault, but it was still my experience. I missed out on a couple clothing items I'm really upset about. I did not get to see the pyramid, which I don't know how they broke that down so fast or why they broke it down so fast.
But did you think that potentially, as far as like the billionaire merch thing, that the intention was for it to be limited and only so many people was going to get it?
I'm with that 100%. That should exist in VIP. If I'm a VIP person, I'm probably not going to go to the general admission merch tent. Like, I'm going to go to the VIP tent when I first get in because that's what I want to do. The same way general admission goes to merch as soon as they get in. VIPs, we still human too. So if I go to my VIP and now y'all have a much worse selection, yeah, that blows me. Like, I should have the exclusive stuff, not less than. And now I got to try and wade through all of general admission and all their different joints.
You better stop talking about general admission like that. God don't like that.
You talking about like I'm talking down on it as if it's less than. I'm talking about
literally just said.
I'm talking about the experience of being in general admission. This is the conversation. I had this conversation with a guy at the cigar bar, and he was talking about a pastor said, "I want to sit in first class because there's more demons than coach," and he was so upset. And I said, "Well, statistically speaking, if you're around more people, you're likely to be around more demons. Like, that's just stats."
Okay.
So
I would have been offended as well.
And that's fine, but that's just numbers. And we're dealing with offense and all this stuff right now. I'm not shooting at the people in general admission. What I'm saying is I paid not to deal with it. If I pay to be in first class, I don't want to have to sit and coach. I don't want to have to go to coach to get my food or get my drinks. I paid for it to be brought to me. Like, that's part of the service.
I agree.
So if I show up in VIP and now I can't get to the bathroom, I can't get to the food, yeah, I fell away. And I'm shooting at general admission because y'all knew y'all wasn't supposed to be there, but I wouldn't expect y'all not to be there if they gonna let you do it. Like, duh, I do the same thing. So I get it. I just think they got to tighten some stuff up. I think they will. I do believe my overarching theme, it belongs to Virginia Beach. It is not a DC thing. Like, I didn't have as bad of a time as she did, but it don't belong in DC. DC can go do Go-Go Fest or something else, or Go-Go by the water.
Well, okay. So,
but
DC's got a lot of really fun festivals.
I don't know them. So she may have been there and they may have been great. I have not experienced that. So if they have something great, they got something like something in the water?
I mean, there's a bunch of things that are like cater to DC and DC culture. The main one, off the top of my head, you've got Broccoli City, you've got the DC Jazz Festival, you got the Cultural and Heritage Festival. There's a bunch of festivals that happen in DC. You got the Celebrate Rose thing. Like, there's a bunch of different things.
So
now, when
context matters. We're talking something in the water.
Well,
which is one of the best festivals maybe in the country right now. It's not. Based on their lineup, they had one of the best lineups we've seen to this day for this year.
I have to go and look at some other lineups, but I wouldn't necessarily agree with that.
We haven't even really wanted to go anywhere else.
You haven't really wanted to go
If you wanted to go somewhere for real, you would go. When you want to go do something, you go do it.
That's not true.
Okay. Well,
because I really want to go to Roots Picnic.
That's one thing, and the reviews on Roots Picnic are absolutely trash.
I still really want to go.
And you very well might still go.
No, not the way my checking account is set up.
Okay. So, are you going to so do you want to have this conversation? Because you have a bunch of stuff planned. If you wanted to go there, you could go there. You don't want to go there. Okay. So, welcome to my life. But my point being, if it was that, you would go. It ain't. So you're weighing it. When you want to do something, Robin, if you want your hair done, you get your hair done. If you want to go to a show, you can go to a show. That's my experience with you. If you live a different life, that's fine. But when Robin wants something, Robin go get it, in my experience. And I haven't seen it. Coachella was Lollapalooza. I haven't seen a festival lineup that was like, oh, snap.
Lollapalooza's what happened? I think my iPad just died.
Because God is stopping you from embarrassing yourself.
Well, thank you, God, for restoring the power to my iPad to embarrass him.
Okay, knock yourself out. I remember the lineups.
Who's on the Lollapalooza lineup, right?
People I don't want to see.
Who's on there? Like who?
Would you like to bet money? In front of our people.
What am I?
All I know, I don't know who's on there because I know I didn't want to see enough of them, which is why I don't even care or know when it is.
Fine, you got it, bro.
Who's on it? Tell me.
My iPad's still.
No. You know who's on it, right?
I don't. That's why
So neither one of us know who's on one of the biggest festivals in the country because it's not that big right now. It's not doing what it's supposed to give.
You got it.
Same thing with Rolling Loud. Rolling Louds are not getting what they were supposed to be getting this year. That's just the facts. Like, I don't be hating. I just be telling the truth. So I'm excited for something in the water next year. We will be going apparently with the kids. And then I hope they just continue to improve and tighten up. They took a lot of leaps in certain areas, but then some stuff dropped as a result of focus elsewhere. So I think you just got to continue to work at it, continue to refine it. Plenty of security. I felt extremely safe, very clean. No rats. I don't remember seeing no rats or nothing. I didn't get pooped on, so that was great. The people on the balcony was a nice, different kind of aesthetic and a vibe. One dude was up there with like a lamp, and then he went to almost like a long beam light, like a lightsaber. He was out there rocking.
So for a little bit more detail, what he's talking about, because the beach, the festival is on the beach, there are obviously hotels that line the beach.
Mm-hmm.
And all those, well, not all the hotels, a lot of the hotels have people staying in rooms. And so if you were fortunate enough to be in one of those rooms that weekend, you got to watch the show for free, depending on where you were, you had a better view. But the gentleman who was on his balcony, like doing some sort of firearm dance to get attention from
I don't think
someone
I have a picture or video of him.
That I don't think I do either, actually. But he was up there for like 3 different sets, just waving his arms so hard to get someone's attention. I think it was Kenny Beats or maybe Skrillex.
Skrillex finally shouted him out.
Skrillex finally shouted him out. And after Skrillex shouted him out, he went back inside. Shout out to my friends Brittany and Daryl for hanging out with me because my husband didn't want to leave the VIP to come and watch any of the sets with me, even for the people that he didn't even really care about.
I tried.
Okay. They hung out with me, and so for me, this festival,
They had no choice. They're in general mission.
They didn't have to hang out with me.
If they had VIP, you think they'd have been over there?
Probably not.
Okay. And I wouldn't expect you to be with me if I was over there.
Keep that same energy.
I'm gonna be a VIP. I'm not going.
Yeah.
You don't want talking about I might go to festivals in the future without VIP. Not me.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I'm a friend of an artist or something.
Oh, good luck with that.
If you would work it, we could get it. You know, mad people that know artists.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You are really closely associated with 2 women I know for a fact.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
You made me lose my train of thought. Were you going to tell the people who your favorite performance was?
I did. I said Kamasi Washington.
Kamasi Washington.
And if you see this, sir, band, please expand y'all tour. Besides like these little bars in the Midwest, like we like music like that out here too. So please come this way. New fan, big fan. Miles Mosley or Mark Mosley. Mark Mosley is a football player. Miles Mosley, I think, is the bass guitarist. Appreciate you showing love on Instagram. But really good music. If you don't know, Kamasi Washington, Kamasi Washington, like Denzel.
It'll be spelled in the description just for all those who are interested, because we do what we can for the people.
I wasn't actually going to plan on that, but I will try to remember that she said that and put that in there. But he's on our social media. I went. I'm trying to think of words.
You don't have words?
I don't have words. You want to know why? Because they're a jazz band. So they didn't have that many words. It was just...
So are they a brass jazz band? Are they a classical jazz band?
Man, I don't know. What's the difference? Talk to me.
The type of instrument.
They have a piano. They had a saxophone. They had a big old guitar.
Big old guitar.
And another, maybe a clarinet or something. I don't know. It was in a drummer.
Okay.
But it was cool. I wasn't showing you that. I just had that sitting there.
So it's 5 people?
It seems like there's his son, Kamasi. His dad is a part of the band. Miles is the bass guitarist, the pianist, and the drummer. I think is everybody.
So
they had a
5-piece band.
They had a singer, but she came and went.
She was more like
she was like a go-go singer. No, she sang a little bit, but yeah, more. Yeah, we could take her or leave her.
Take her or leave her. Okay.
But man, that was just it was so good just to hear the music.
That's one reason why I really do want to take you to New Orleans so that we can go and listen.
Yeah. If it's like that,
that's the place that we went to in Frenchman Street. Man,
I wasn't invited to New Orleans.
And you were.
By who?
By me.
What I said?
You were just like, what we gonna do with the kids? Is everybody gonna go? Is this a you thing?
So I wasn't really invited. You can't invite me to something that I can't go to.
You could have went. Yeah.
How? And then what?
We would have to figure out what to do with the kids.
Like what?
I don't know.
You can't drive them to New Orleans. So anyway, but no, that was my favorite. It was different. The layup would be Wayne, but for a new experience, I became a fan. Doechie's another one. I saw her from a difference, so I didn't really get to vibe out to her like I did with Lotto. I wish I did, but she's cool too. But Kamasi Washington was my favorite.
I'm not gonna lie, Lotto did not give what I wanted her to give. Like she did.
We went to watch Lotto for different reasons.
We did, definitely.
I didn't go to listen to these hard bars.
We went to watch Lotto for different reasons. And you got a show because Lotto, like she had a whole bull wardrobe malfunction. Her whole top was just gone. And all you saw was areolas. Me and Brittany was standing there like somebody help the girl.
So I saw that. You said they was out. And that's what I was like, I ain't see no nips come out like that.
I mean, like
I saw some areolas though, but don't nobody care about that.
I saw her nipple.
Oh,
if I had been a baby and I had been hungry, man, she was out there. And at one point, she like turned around to her DJ and was like rapping. And all I'm thinking is just like the DJ could just say, like, could tell her, could just real quick.
Her dancers got it right a couple times. It was a poor wardrobe choice.
It was a terrible wardrobe choice. But she was cute. And I definitely think that a lot of her body is real. Maybe not completely hers or whatever, but a lot of her body is definitely real. My surprise favorite is MGK.
So we doing surprise favorite or just favorite?
Oh, surprise favorite.
I guess I'll
still be Kamasi Washington.
No, my surprise favorite would probably be Kenny Beats because I didn't even know who he was. Kamasi Washington, I knew a little bit. That's why I went to go see them. I just wanted to see it real. Kenny Beats, I had no idea he even existed. Right. And then he just blew up like the set. So that would be my favorite surprise, I guess, would be that.
Oh, I guess no, I'm still gonna go with MGK for me. I have been a big MGK fan ever since.
Real quick, so were you surprised that he performed well? Were you surprised by the songs? And what part of? Because I feel like he did what I thought he would do. I actually was surprised he didn't crowd surf or something like that.
I just wasn't sure.
I don't think anybody crowd surfed actually. I remember.
I just wasn't sure what to expect from his set. I didn't know honestly, I just wasn't sure. Okay. And I'd never seen him before. That's why I was interested in watching him, whether he rapped or did the rock. But I've been a fan of his since Lace Up. Lace Up, that album was fire when it came out. And then General Admission, when it came out a couple years later, like, you know, it was just, to me, best thing smoking for as far as white rappers go, because he does get that little classification on there. I don't care how you might feel about that. And I listened to him up until he decided to be a rock star. And I fought the grain a little bit because it was like, no, you're a rapper. Stop it. It's like Drake. Stop singing. Just rap. Let's get over it. And just learn to love it. And then I finally listened to Tickets to My Downfall. And Tickets to My Downfall is fire. He did mostly songs from Mainstream Sellout.
His stage design said Sellout.
Yeah, so it did. But he did hit us with a couple verses off of a few different songs. And I'm not going to lie. They were both he was really good. Like, his stage presence was dope. The musicianship, and not to think that he wasn't going to have good musicians, because Travis Barker is actually his normal person normally actually is his recording artist, you know, when he records the actual album, Travis Barker. So I knew the musicianship was going to be dope. I just wasn't sure what to really expect, if I was going to be able to get into the rock stuff, but he killed it. He walked right past us. I almost touched him, went behind us, climbed up on the little tent thing and was rapping upside down. I got a really great video of that, actually. He was really, really good. Really, really good. So I want to see it. And so not obviously, if you guys don't know or not, since Something in the Water, he has since released a freestyle on his Instagram and I think on Twitter. And he's rapping and it's fire. And unknowns to Ray, he's still signed to Bad Boy. So I hope that means that he's like getting his juices flowing and he's getting ready to release a rap album. I really, really hope he's getting ready to release a rap album, because I'll go see him if he tours it.
See, if she wants to go do it, she gonna do it. But no, I agree with you. I didn't know really what to expect. I knew he was a rock star, so I was pleasantly surprised by his set, but I'm not the fan of his. You are. All I knew was he's Pete Davidson's friend, and he was with Megan Fox, and they drink blood and weird stuff. So I didn't know what to expect, but he came out and he smoked a cigarette, and it just felt like he was going to do a good job. And I thought he performed really, really well. I will also say this. I am not really looking forward to Pharrell's set next year because he played the same songs and they don't be slapping. You need to play the songs you produced for other people because your songs, Bath, Salt, and Happy, and like they cool, but yeah, Beautiful, like it's a good song, but I've heard it a couple times now. I don't know if I want to hear it again unless Snoop there.
I don't think he's gonna headline next year.
He's always probably new Pharrell and Friends.
Not necessarily. Jay-Z doesn't still headline Made in America. Actually, I'm not even sure if he's still affiliated with it.
I don't say Jay-Z's a poor example. If when J. Cole stops doing Dreamville, I'll understand. Travis Scott not doing Astroworld, I would think it's pretty weird. Pharrell not performing would still be weird.
Well, you would hope that at some point you won't have to because he's got people who are...
Not for me. If it's my festival, I'm performing at my festival in my hometown. Every time. Mm. That's just me. Like, I'm going to make more hits. Like, because I don't even think they did Cash In, Cash Out. I don't remember him performing that. And granted, he has no verse on it, so I guess that would make sense why you wouldn't perform it. But
he has the song out with Uzi. He's got the song with Eminem. Like there were songs that he
could have brought Eminem out. Well, he didn't know it was going to get canceled the next day. But did my phone die too? Oh no, I'm going to say it just. But yeah, this was kind of our all over the place recap. Get in where you fit in. Overall, a good time. For those of you that watch and follow us, we will be going back. We would love to link up if you guys are interested in going. I will be in VIP, or I may not be there. I don't know. So hopefully they offer, because that was the other part. There was plenty of space for more VIP. Like, you saw it the Saturday night where it was busy. Like, VIP side was pretty packed. I still think they could open it up a little bit more to allow maybe another 1,000 people to try and get VIP tickets. So that's my 2 cents. Hopefully they give us an early code so I can get mine and get out the way.
Well, we will.
Yeah, well, last time it was iffy because somehow your friends got it before we got it. And I don't know what they did.
True.
And it cost me $50. Actually, it cost me $100 because I didn't get theirs. And then when I tried to get sold out while I was trying to wait for the other one, and then I just had to buy it. So whatever. So Pharrell, overall, I know if you watch this, thank God, that would be great. But it sounds like I didn't love your festival. I did have a good time. I'm honest.
And he's going to spend the money.
I'm always going to spend the
VIP.
money. Oh, that was the other part. Check mark against. You let me buy my VIP ticket, then introduce Yellow. Introduce Yellow first.
Yeah, I'd have definitely came up with the money for Yellow because they were able to walk through all the little
and they had
the security. They had
a restaurant. I don't know if you saw. They had like a lounge, cabana area outside of VIP.
Yeah.
That on Friday night you didn't know, but the next day, like, it's $2,000 for those if y'all care. But $1,400 of it is tax deductible, so it's really the same price as VIP.
The same price as VIP, and your money. And wait, we can't end it yet. This festival, they did so much community outreach. They did so much stuff for the community. Yo, I think it's amazing what Pharrell is doing to influx cash into his hometown. They had the pull up and pitch. They had all of the different things.
What day was that? Did that still get to happen? Do we know?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I believe that happened on Saturday. They had a community stage that had acts going
all day,
actually all weekend, because I think they performed on Friday, and then all day on Saturday. They had local people coming out to basically build up new audiences. They had the Walmart shop, the Walmart installation inside of the festival, the Makers Studio. They featured all minority-owned businesses. Like, I got some really dope makeup that I got to wear. You don't have the bucket, but I made a bucket. No, I made a trucker cat.
Oh, you do? What is that?
I don't know. Actually, it's upstairs. I made a trucker hat. It was just amazing to see not only obviously you're growing your pockets as a runner of a music festival. There's a lot of money that gets made with these things. But taking that influence and that power and all of that black excellency and instilling it and putting it and investing it back into your neighborhood, where you come from, like it was amazing to see. Just there's just no words for that. Like that level of dedication to not only making an impact, but really just changing the forecast of what that community will look like in 10 years. Because let's just say for the next 15 years, that little area of Virginia Beach gets a sudden influx of cash. Well, easy they make, I'm not going to say that,
tens of millions of dollars.
$1 million every year for a weekend every summer. That money will change those small business owners' lives. I think we bought something from Waterman's. We bought. We always try to shop local. We always try to spend with small businesses, small Black businesses. So we definitely were able. Oh, you can't see it. Can't see it. It was limited edition bottle of vodka from Waterman's. Nope. Still can't see it. Oh, there it is, a little bit.
So you can see the something in the water. Oh, this is so hard to do. I'm really bad at this. I apologize. But
yeah, like all of the businesses and the business owners that we got to meet were really nice and excited about the opportunity that the festival gives to all the businesses. So that's definitely something that I don't feel was highlighted enough in anything that I saw outside of something in the water posting about it. But
the news reports. That's so.
Well, the local news report.
Local news was on it. Like they every time I got on Facebook, I had different shots from different news groups. Saw a couple news organizations out there. So that's another reason. I'm glad you said that. And we kind of mentioned it about the curfew, but maybe we glossed over it. The city of Virginia Beach, I think, made right the wrongs they had done before. I don't know the intricacies of all that went on with that case, but this to me, if I was Pharrell, I would believe they wanted me here when I don't think he felt that before. And maybe it was the money. I think it had a lot to do with the money, but that was really nice to see. That collaboration was really cool. And they're partnered with the NBA and they're building basketball courts down there as well, amongst all the other stuff they're doing.
Right. And so I think it's a beautiful thing when you think about it. Like I said, 10 years from now, you've had this festival going. These businesses are able to, really make some changes just based off of the fact that they know that they're going to be able to make an extra whatever, for one weekend a year. Like that really means something to places that don't typically see that type of business. So I think it's really dope what he's doing. Definitely pray for much, much success in future endeavors, because if one Black person wins, somehow we all win.
Yeah.
We do.
Somehow. I feel like it could have been more definitive, but that's fine. Black excellence, for sure. Please stay tuned. A lot more to come. A couple little nuggets. We do know about Chris Brown and the fight. Kinda. We can talk about it later. Tory Lanez's appeal denied. His sentencing will happen in May. God bless him. Meg, it's your time now because that's about dead and gone. So rise up, wear some more tight pants, and throw baseball pitches if you want.
We still have to tell you guys a little bit about St. Martin. We still have several shows still coming up this year. I've got a birthday coming up. It's just a lot. And if you follow us on social media, you can keep up with us. I am Mrs. Bond Chronicles on Instagram and TikTok. I'm Mrs. Opinionated on Twitter. I have started using my Twitter, y'all. I have started using my Twitter. So catch me for some tweets. I'm gonna find a cool one.
Catch me for some tweets.
I don't know, because my name is Robin and it's Twitter. I gotta figure out.
Yeah, I don't even know your name on here, but that's
it's
fine.
Mrs. Opinionated, or something like
that. Like, share, subscribe, Patreon. We still love you, still appreciate you. Everybody over there got some other stuff for you. Well, you've got some stuff, whether she knows it or not. But we also have some more stuff that we will be putting over there based on this episode and some other things I've planned. So thank you all for the support on that side. And what we got? Any more?
No.
All right, we are out. It's been a blast. Good to see you. Enjoy, stay safe, protect your neck, and stay humble.